A luxury car blocked the man's car door. He politely asked the driver to move the car, but unexpectedly, the driver of the luxury car had a face full of disdain. "Do you know how much a single press of the accelerator costs in my car?" So he could only try to squeeze into the car, but the driver got out and stared at him. He was afraid the man would scratch his expensive car. The man had no choice. He could only climb in from the passenger side, but the car on that side wasn't cheap either. He tried to block the door with his hand and get in, but the gap was too small, and he couldn't get in at all. He was so frustrated he almost cried, but he could only try again, only to pull the door handle off. So he had no choice but to stretch in one arm to press the car window. At this moment, the man really wanted to shout loudly, "Life is so unfair," but he could only silently crawl through the window into the car. Only then did the driver leave satisfied. Does being poor mean you were inferior? The man was very confused. Just at the earlier party, he was also ruthlessly mocked. He had come to the party with the editor-in-chief, hoping to promote his novel, but was rejected by the publisher's boss with excuses. He encountered Casey, who exuded an irresistible charm. At the party, at that moment, he never thought he would have any connection with this woman, because they were from completely different worlds. But when he saw Casey standing alone outside, he still went over to pitch his novel again. It turned out that the man's name was Jack, and he was a writer. But the girl didn't want to pay attention to this penniless writer with no background or funds. She just wanted to get rid of this annoying guy as quickly as possible. At that moment, a man nearby helped her out. He threw Jack's novel away and mocked Jack. "Us rich people are very busy. No time to read your trash." He was humiliated on the spot, having to lower his head and pick up the scattered manuscript pages. He wanted to quickly escape this world that didn't belong to him, but he was once again humiliated by the rich person's driver. When he saw the rich young man and the wealthy girl preparing to leave, he instinctively shrank his head down. After they drove away in their sports car, he finally dared to start his car and drive home. But halfway there, he saw that the sports car had crashed and was totaled, stopping by the cliffside, with the two people trapped unconscious inside. He quickly smashed the car window, rescued Casey, and the car fell off the cliff at that moment. The next day, Jack went to the hospital to visit Casey. He thought Casey would thank him for saving her, but the girl was emotionally devastated by the loss of her legs, blaming Jack for saving her. Then the girl's father appeared and thanked him, even offering him a bank card as thanks. But Jack refused the girl's father's kindness, so the girl's father gave him a business card, telling him to reach out if he needed anything. At that moment, Casey's fiancée also arrived at the hospital, promising to marry Casey, who had lost both of her legs. But he also said, "In the eyes of others, I will be the perfect husband because that's what the upper class expects, but I will never love someone like you." Hearing this, Casey completely exploded in anger. She realized that this man would never love her again. He was just pretending for others. And Jack, who was standing nearby, also heard these words. He went home with the girl's father's business card and had a bold idea. If he married Casey, maybe he could also enter high society. Want to know what happens next? Stay tuned, the rest of the story is about to be revealed.